How do you instill a sense of resilience in students that allows them to look at adversity as a challenge and failure as a learning opportunity? Well, you teach them entrepreneurship. And today we're celebrating a favorite nonprofit, Build. You're going to love learning how this organization prepares students to be the CEO of their lives by teaching them the power of entrepreneurship. Please join me in adding win to Build sales, and let's glow, everyone. Woohoo! I am fired up. How about you? Hello and welcome everyone to a special episode of the Startup Life Live Show. I'm your host, Ande Lyons, 4 times founder and startup champion to founders around the world. And today, November 29th, 2022, we're celebrating National Entrepreneurship Month and Giving Tuesday by amplifying one of my favorite nonprofit organizations, Build. You just saw their exciting video promo for the remarkable work they do, helping youth become the CEOs of their lives through the power of entrepreneurship. And today, we're going to meet Build's phenomenal president, Tais Resende, a former student, Tony Shavers III, sharing his success stories. And you'll hear from educators, students, mentors, and fundraisers, all adding their empowering wind to this wonderful organization. So let me take a moment here and introduce their phenomenal president. Okay, so I'm just bring up some artwork here. And this, we're going to be introducing Tais Resende, a seasoned leader in the nonprofit sector. Tais brings to Build her unwavering commitment to making economic opportunities and entrepreneurship education accessible to all students, particularly those from traditionally underserved and underrepresented backgrounds. Prior to joining Build in 2021, Tais spent 8 years as BizWorld CEO, where she grew the organization to become the largest teacher-led entrepreneurship education nonprofit in the world, serving over 850,000 students worldwide. Oh my gosh, we got to bring her into the room. Woohoo, Tais!
Hi, Ande. So good to see you this morning.
Oh, I'm so happy that you're here. Where are you hailing from?
I am in Seattle in a very snowy morning.
Oh my gosh, there's snow in Seattle. I have to just say a quick hello. We've got some wonderful people joining us today, and I want to remind everybody we have a wonderful pet joining us as well,
Yes.
right? Oh my gosh. I want everybody to, leave your comments. Let us know. Are you a Build educator, sponsor, alum, devoted fan, or first timer? And let's be sure throughout the conversation today, add win to Build sales, donate to Build during the show here at the link. Of course, links will be in the show notes and shared throughout our delicious conversation today. So let's talk a little bit about Build. But again, before I dive in, because I want to bookmark this right now, Tais. Hello. Here's where we were at 11:30 today. Talk a little bit about your goal right here. You're raising $50,000 for the month.
That's right. So we are launching our giving campaign today, Giving Tuesday, and then we are going to be. Our goal is to raise 50,000 by the end of December. So please join us in this campaign and help us bring entrepreneurship to every student in the United States.
Oh, that's such a wonderful goal. It's so incredible. And again, folks, be sure to say hello in the comments so that we're going to take a few minutes right here to say hi to folks who are tuning in live right now. And of course, Build saying hello. We're so excited to have me with them. Ande, thank you guys so much. And good vibes from Matt Lyons. I wonder who he is. Wink, wink. Jill, hey, Jill, saying looking forward to the episode. And Sheila's with us today. Hooray. And Mia Voss. Hi, Mia Voss from Denver. And Alfred. Oh, so happy you're here joining us. And thank you for letting us know what you do in here. And of course, Brent Manuel, the diverse person who's always reminding us how important disability is in the world. And it's snowing in Denver too, Mia says. So let's get on to our wonderful opportunity to share everything that's going on. So first, Tais, can you share with us what is Build's mission?
Of course. So mission's vision and mission is to empower and ignite the power in our students, in our young people from under-resourced communities to build career success, entrepreneurial mindsets, and opportunity. This really means we are helping them become the CEOs of their own lives.
Wow, this is so important. And you guys have been doing this for so long, and there's so many people who love and adore you. But, we want to hear from folks who, have actually been part of this experience. May I go ahead and play a wonderful video with your educators sharing their story?
Yes, let's do it.
What I love about Build is that it gives students some real-world exposure and real-world experiences, and it elevates their learning experience.
Not only does it give tangible skills throughout, like a year in Build, where you're really starting to understand things like cost of goods sold or revenue, profit, right? And how to assess the market. But at the beginning of a school year in Build in the 9th grade, I might ask students what I always do. I say, and let me know what you're really good at, skills that you already have. And students might just say, IDK, I don't know, right? In that area, in that space. And the aim is that by the end of the year, they have a list of things that they know that they're really good at. And I see that every year in Build.
It brings the students outside the classroom, and I have that opportunity to do that. I love that students get to work with adults, many adults. And I love that I don't teach alone. I love that I teach with a cohort of staff and not only staff, but also mentors. I love the mentor program.
Having it in the schools, in every classroom, just as a reminder would be awesome.
Entrepreneurship education, I think, hits a lot of different notes for different students.
In my opinion, entrepreneurship education is important for everyone. If you think like an entrepreneur, you'll understand the investment that you're putting into yourself, and then you'll understand your worth in the market, which changes how you move, and particularly in the workplace.
But what I see as entrepreneurship really, and what this education is giving them, it's really capacity building.
And I invite you to join me to the Generation E Entrepreneur.
And we are building Generation Entrepreneur.
We are building Gen E.
Keep your head up, keep innovating, let's build.
Oh my gosh, Tais, I got to tell you, I am so enlivened just watching that video. You must be so honored to be leading this wonderful organization. Please tell us, why was Build founded, and when and how has it evolved over the last 20 years?
It is incredible. This organization was founded 20 years ago with the goal of supporting students in underserved communities achieve their graduation from high school. That was the real starting point for Build, right? Helping them complete high school. But along the years, like any other entrepreneurial organization, we have grown, we have evolved in our mission. And now we realize that not only it's about completing high school, but really achieving career success. So we are here to give our students the opportunity to access the tools and education that they need to really achieve that grand goal. And so we do it in partnership with the schools around the nation. And we have a 3+ year program that really tracks our students as they go through high school. And then beyond that, we really want them to give them access to mentorship, to the entrepreneurial curriculum that helps them develop their entrepreneurial mindset, which will help them in any career pathway they decide to follow.
Wow. It is such a wonderful organization, folks. You can see why I am so excited to amplify them and, share their mission with the world. And just so you know, we are live right now on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube. And when you hit that live button, anything can happen. And I think you may have noticed how Tais was just showing that wonderful entrepreneurship nature, because when obstacles get in your way, you've got to find a solution. You've got to be resilient and pivot and move quickly and nimble. And boy, I love how you changed your venue without missing a beat, Tais. That is so outstanding. Oh my gosh. Again, folks, I want to remind everybody to be sure to chime in. Let us know, are you, a part of the build? Are you an educator, sponsor, alum, devoted fan, or first timer? And please join me in adding win to build sales and donate to build during the show here at this wonderful link, because you saw how, and you're going to see even more about how this incredible organization adds value everywhere they glow. And so someone's raising their hands here. Yay. That's what YouTube calls it, wash hands. Isn't that funny? But, Jill Moran, again, thank you to all those build teachers. So inspirational, right? Oh my gosh. And you're right, Brent. I do stitch that on a pillow and on the show all the time. And, you cannot do it by yourself. Rely on your team and mentor. Boy, is that great. And, another one person said the same thing. Hi, Bo. So happy you're here. You cannot do it by yourself. Rely on your team and mentor. It's so exciting to have all of this. And, the students, I know we have a wonderful video here that I want to share, because it's, how it affects the students. What are they doing? What's going on in their lives? So I'm going to play yet another video here, because these videos are so inspirational, everyone. And is that okay with you, Tais?
Of course.
Oh, yay.
Let's watch our students.
I know. I have to, one hand, I'm just so excited. On the other hand, I have to get a tissue. I get so, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Okay, here we go.
My name is Veriani Solis. I am a senior at New Design High School in the Lower East Side. I am 18 years old, finally. I was born in the Dominican Republic, so I am Dominican. I arrived in America when I was 6. I'm very extroverted. I like talking to people, seeing their perspectives. I believe sometimes others misjudge me based on stereotypes. I like working with Build and participating in the Build program and then creating change or informing other Build students about what resources are accessible to them. That's why I participate in a lot of the things, because as a freshman, sophomore, you don't know how great it is to have support. You're gonna see junior year when you're studying for SATs or you're studying for your test, and it's like, oh wow, I can really rely on my resources and these people in my life to support me through tough times. And it's like I found that community in my school, and I found it in Build as well. And I continue to create more connections like that.
Hey entrepreneurs, I want to say that once you come into Build, sure, you might not know which one to develop in your future business, or maybe you're not interested in entrepreneurship, but that could all change. You can have an idea and you can develop it. You have teachers, you have support, and all the support is here to help you with your future interests. In the beginning of the year, we started off with building a lunchbox, and it was in the middle of summer. We thought, hey, people are gonna picnics. I know it's a little old school, but we thought about creating this old school lunchbox where you can put your food and it still keeps it warm, but we put our logo on it. And then we got to sell it. Of course, a few teachers bought it. Our own teacher bought it. It was actually a pretty good product. I actually have the product myself at home. Through Build, I've learned how to manage money, how to save money, create a bank account, and marketing. That's all been helped through Build.
My name is Nayera Cardaleri. I go to Excel High School. I'm in 11th grade, and I've been attending Build Entrepreneurship since freshman year. During quarantine, I created a business called CL Dips. It's about baking, and I bake like all kinds of treats for like occasions, events, parties. So I basically like make cupcakes that are incorporated like food ideas. I like my cupcakes to be outside the box, very detailed. I put like a lot of work in it. And I work from home, like setting up and equipment, making sure everything tastes right. I feel that Build really helps me with being a good communicator and like expressing who I am and like not being like overstepped, because I feel like what we were taught was how to like maintain a good business and keep a good character. And I felt like my character being shown as who I am and what I'm capable of, that I showed my character of what I'm able to do and what I'm eligible to doing on my own. Build really gives you a lot of knowledge. It prepares you for what you may or what could lead you to a better future.
Oh my gosh, Tais, like
Right?
seriously, those business ideas and that they implemented and executed on, come on. I'm ready to buy right now.
We all are. And this is the thing, Andy. The reality is our nation is facing a huge challenge in our society, right? Not everyone has equal opportunity to access career pathways that are successful for providing for their lives, right?
Right.
And what Bill is doing is creating that pathway, is opening the door for our students so that they can really learn the skills and develop the mindsets that will help them achieve that career success, and bridging this our students to opportunities for their future. So that's really what Bill is transforming their environment, is bringing mentors that really can make a difference in the life of our students, and empowering our students to make decisions based on the knowledge that they're gaining. And that's the power of it, right? So we need to bring entrepreneurship to every school. That's what we need to do to make sure every single student has equal opportunity to succeed.
Well, you know what I always tell people? You always win when you launch a business, no matter what happens, everyone. You will get skills that you didn't even know you had. You learn things about yourself you did not know. You grow in ways, that build muscles for managing resilience and being
That's
persistent in life. And you get a deeper understanding of how to navigate the complicated world we're in a safe
Yes.
environment, right?
That's exactly right. And even getting to know yourself, right?
Yes.
What are you good at? That's something that you can't find out just by reading a book or just being in a classroom. It's something that you need to put into action. And that's when you realize, oh my goodness, I'm really good at.
Right.
And that's what sparks, right? Your
That's right.
motivation, your passion to pursue something.
And how else do you uncover this unless you're doing something that you're passionate about, whether it's cupcakes or whatever, making sure
Yeah.
people eat, so many important ways to serve the world. But then it uncovers things that you are good and things that you don't want to do.
Exactly.
And that's wonderful as well. So, here's what, having seen all these wonderful students, it does make me curious. I mean, these are current students doing remarkable things, but what about the alums? What are Build's young entrepreneurs doing today?
Oh my goodness, they're doing fantastic things.
I
We
know.
have Tanya as a guest, right?
And we have an incredible guest getting ready to join us today. And we're going to introduce the one, the only. Look at all these phenomenal pictures of him. Tony Shavers, come into the room. Tony, so happy you're here. Yay!
Thank you for having me. Hi.
Oh my gosh, everyone. Tony is, a leader, a founder, and an author. I've got his book right here, everybody. So this is so exciting to have you here, Tony. Your entrepreneurial spirit was ignited by this program at the age of 14 when you entered the Build program. What prompted you, Tony, to say, oh, yeah, I want to do that, when you had so many other options, perhaps, or, it takes courage to join something like this.
Absolutely.
Talk a little bit about that, please.
Will do. Again, Annie, thanks so much for having us on your platform today. Really appreciate it for those who are joining in and listening today about this incredible organization. I have to start off by first saying that I was bullied in middle school. which kind of set the trajectory of me switching schools. My mom was trying to find somewhere for me that was a safe environment, that I would be kind of shielded from the bullies of the world. And it wasn't until my 5th grade teacher, who was teaching at a school called Lyons College Preparatory Academy, was teaching there, and I was able to get into the school. Started in 8th grade, which literally transformed my entire life, being at a new school where I was in a safe environment. I was learning. And when I got to the 9th grade, I heard about this build program through my teacher. It was an elective program, in-school program. And my teacher said, you should go check out the orientation. So I went at 14 years old, sat in the back of the room to hear about this build program. And they were throwing around terms of like, who wants to be a CEO, who wants to start a business, and all those things, while they sounded nice, was really foreign to me at such a young age. I had no idea what it meant to be a CEO, what it meant to start a business at 14 years old. I mean, I'm learning my math and my history and my science. Like,
well, it's not on the Disney Channel or
exactly. So being able to, once I learned that I could, build a business, we could make money doing this, it was like, oh, okay, I'm interested. I want to see what this is all about. And I'm so grateful that I told my mom, like, hey, Mom, I want to do this. And life has not been the same ever since.
I am sure. And boy, you have some fans in the audience today. It's all Tony. Tony's in the house. Yay, Tony. It's so great. Clearly, you have touched people's lives for sure. And so I just wanted, I'm going to go up there. Yay. Okay. Anyway, so tell us a little bit about some of the skills that you learned. I'm going to pull up, and especially in retrospect, when you're able to look back on your life. Yeah, I know you're still very young, but you can say to yourself, wow, how did Build help me? But also, before you jump in there, I would love to know a little bit about Chocolate Rainbow. Come on. That was the name of your business that you launched, right?
Of course. That was my student business. I was a small group of us. We were called Chocolate Rainbow Incorporated. Our mission was to help empower and boost women's self-esteem. And so every shirt that we had represented a different color of the rainbow, and every color represented a different emotion that we wanted, or characteristic we wanted women to embody. So being passionate, being grateful, being flirty, embracing that nature. And it was so interesting how we came up with the name.
Yeah, how did you?
Starbucks. And we went around the table and we all listed our favorite candy bars. And 4 out of the 5 of us liked chocolate candy, and then 1 liked Skittles. And so we combined the names together. Again, we're 14. Combine those names together, and it stuck. And what was so cool about just developing this idea from scratch, like literally, we did business plans. We wrote up 30-page business plans. I think I still have it somewhere in my email. Identified and target competitors, brainstorm target audience. I mean, the list goes on and on. Doing it at 14.
Come on, this is what adults go through, okay? And let me tell you, many adults have sat around the table and said, what are we going to call this, right? The same process has happened. I'm sure folks who have been through that and who are tuning in can go, oh, yeah. But then
exactly.
You went to the, really important parts. And I'm going to bring up the 21st century spark skills. This is what Build focuses in on. Can you talk a little bit about this?
I can. So these are our spark skills that really guide the work that we've done at Build over the last 20 plus years. And these are actually skill sets that in today's world that half of employers are actually seeking that their employees have, and these make up kind of the greatest skills gap, if you will, in today's century. And so being able to learn these skills, communication, innovation, collaboration, grit, problem solving, and self-management at 14 years old, and be able to have that, make up that skills gap, has been a blessing, because now when I look back over my time as a career professional that I am today, as an entrepreneur that I am today, those skills come second nature to me. And I didn't really realize the full magnitude of it until I've been in my interviews for jobs.
Right.
When I'm out public speaking with, my books or my consulting business, those things come out effortlessly for me. And I'm like, wait, where did I get this from? Why is this so easy? And it was because
of these right here. I want to, collaboration, of course, communication, problem solving, self-management, so important. Innovation, being able to think outside the box, key. But I want to focus in and spotlight grit. Grit is so important, everybody. That's an internal capability. It's not grind. Grind means you're just going to go and keep doing something that may not be good for you and work way too hard. Grit is what you tap into because you're passionate about your goals, where you want to take something, how you want to accomplish something. And that is a learned skill, right, Tony?
That is definitely.
And folks, when Build has these, educations and opportunities for kids to learn entrepreneurship, they don't just let them hang out and figure it out on their own. They are given mentors. And, mentors are the greatest gift that keeps on giving in any entrepreneur's life. And Tony, may I play the video of your wonderful mentor?
You sure can. And before we press the play button, this video is so special to me because it's actually filmed at a book launch party that I had a few weeks ago with my mentor. So feel free to press play.
Okay, here comes Patty, everyone.
I worked in business at the time. I was a management consultant, and I wanted to teach them and get involved in the community, so I joined Build. I met Tony and his cohort. There were 4 of them. At the time, they went to one of the Aspire charter academies out by the airport in Oakland. And right away, we started working together. They didn't know who I was. I didn't know who they were. It was a long process with a group of shy 14-year-olds. But over the course of that first year, we really bonded and became a team. And Tony was the chief operating officer right away of that team. Our team eventually became known as Chocolate Rainbow. We spent the first semester in the fall just learning about things like balance sheets and income statements. And I had gone to business school, so it was fun for me to kind of go through it again with them and realize kind of that these concepts weren't that difficult and the kids could get them right away. Soon into the program, they gave us a challenge to come up with our business. He was the COO, Chief Operating Officer, and he kept them on track. And from an age of 14, that was really his gift. Tony's 30 years old today, or just turned 30. And I think, first of all, there aren't many teenagers who sort of follow up and build relationships for decades like Tony does. I think Tony has a great story to share. And he grew up in fairly difficult situation. Great mom, amazing family, but some challenges for sure that he had to overcome. And I think you would read it to hear from someone who was very positive and never let any challenges kind of get the best of him. And I think the Build program is powerful. For some kids, entrepreneurship and business just gives them a spark.
Aw, Tony.
Yeah, I'm actually getting really teary.
Mentors are so important, right, Tais? And you've worked, in the nonprofit world, so you know how important onboarding, mentors and the gift that they are. What have you seen over the years that mentors and how they've added wind to entrepreneur sales?
So here's the thing with mentors. It doesn't matter if they spend a few hours with you or a lifetime like Patty has done with Tony. The reality is when you are willing to give and share your time and your experience with young people, you really make a difference. You're giving them an opportunity to feel safe with other adults and to interact with people with different pathways, right? Which is really the world that we face every day when you become an adult. But when you're young, it's very intimidating. So having that opportunity in a safe environment like Build Classroom is incredibly enriching for our students. So I really want to encourage all our audience that is today, if you haven't signed up to be a mentor, do it today. You can do it on Build website. We really need you, and you are going to make a difference, just like Patty did for Tony.
Absolutely. And folks, don't think you had to be a mentor for an entrepreneur that you have to have any experience or fondness for entrepreneurship. You have a lived experience that matters deeply. You bring us perspective that's uniquely wonderful and can be very grounding for someone. Plus, that lived experience could be in an area of business or different opportunities that you bring to the student or the entrepreneur's life. It's unimaginable that you can have such an impact. As you said, Tais, if you're on board for a month or for the rest of the person's life, it has a great impact, right, Tony?
It does. And if I can just, mention that, Patty has been more so family now than a friend. Literally, she from 14 till now at 30, like, to have that relationship blossom every single year has been so remarkable and so incredible. And I tell her all the time, like, you've played such a role in my life. But actually, a few weeks ago, she texted me and she said, I'm trying to cry here. She
Okay.
said, thank you for showing up for me all those years. And I got chills because that's just the power of what this program can do. I would have never guessed in all of my years that I could build a relationship to this magnitude with someone like Patty, and to still have that continue to grow, over the years. I say that Build is literally the blueprint for transforming education in America. Not only are we embodying students with the entrepreneurial skill sets and mindset, but we're connecting them to help them build their network at such an early age. And Patty gave me my first internship at a job. I mean, literally, if I just reflect over my time with her, there's so many firsts that I've had with her, and that would have not been possible had it not been for Build.
That's right. And folks, hop on over to build.org. Check it out. Reach out. You see Tais here and Tony. They're happy to talk about it anytime as well. It's so important. I've been mentoring for years. It is really the gift that keeps on giving in both ways. And I love that Patty said, thank you for showing up for her as well. It's because it's so inspirational. You look at the folks you're mentoring and it just adds wind to your life and your sales as well. So Tony, you also have a gift, not just as a COO, but also as a writer. And I want to really amplify your book today because we're going to have a quick giveaway, everybody. And it's going to be so much fun giving this book away. Here I Stand, a memoir. When did you start writing, Tony? And tell us a little bit about this part of your journey.
Yeah. So I started my writing journey in the 4th grade. I wrote my first poem that was about global warming and farm animals. And I don't know why that was so important to me at that time, but it was. I think I have my journal somewhere in the house from that time. And what was so incredible was that was a gift that I didn't really realize how powerful it was ministering to my spirit until I got to the 8th grade, where I started writing more kind of poetry about things that were going on in my neighborhood. I lived in a low-income neighborhood, so there's a lot of violence that I saw, and just being able to kind of put that into words about how I was feeling and expressing myself in this outlet. I say for me, creative writing was a necessity for survival for me. Right. Just because of everything I had to go through. I'll share a little bit more in a second. And my journey to get to where I am today. Literally, creative writing has been my saving grace and has allowed me to kind of tap into that when I'm feeling that my world is exploding around me, or when I just need to just release. Right. That's been my outlet.
That's wonderful. And folks, you can just go to tshavers.com/shop and grab Tony's book and add wind to his sales. But hearing your story, and Here I Stand, you came up with a name for your business. You had to come up with a title for your book, right? And you folks who watch this show regularly know that I believe authors are artistpreneurs. They have to bring out the art of their writing, their creativity. Same with artists, photographers, indie filmmakers. Artistpreneurs have to do it all. They have to create this beautiful art. Then they have to figure out where their customer segment is. They have to figure out how to promote it and distribute it. It's so difficult. How about you, Tony? How did you do with launching your book?
Yeah. So I'm actually a 2-time author. So my first book that I published back in 2018 the self-help book, Is Your Dream Really Worth It? And then most recently, my memoir, Here I Stand. And the title literally came, those come easy for me. Before I even started writing, I had the title, like, this is what I want this book to be called, because it's such an empowerment and kind of motivation to continue going and kind of claiming to the world, like, here I am throughout all of the life journeys and trials and tribulations I've had to go through. I'm still standing here. And, really for me, this book was a practice in vulnerability.
Yeah.
And really just showing the importance of how that connects us with so many people. In my book, I talk about how rejection has been a common theme throughout my life, starting at birth. I weighed 1 pound, 5 ounces. You could literally hold me.
Wow, Tony. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. To kind of how I've
So your life has been about dissolving obstacles
all the way through.
All the way through. It's so wonderful. And you were able to apply Build Spark skills for your book as well. There's so many things that this entrepreneurship program can add. Tony, can we just go ahead and pull and do the wheel and give this book away?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. So I need to do, Andy has to do her screen share for a second, everybody. So hang in there. Here we go. I think this is the right one. Share. Let's bring that in. Everybody. Okay, we see this. Okay, so let's draw. This is so much fun, folks. Are you ready? Let's see who our winner, as we say here in Boston, is going to be today. Ruth. Well, Ruth works with the show. So Ruth, this is so exciting, but I'm going to draw again. Okay. And that's the beauty. It allows me to draw again. Here we go. And of course, we do take the chance that someone from Build will be in the yay, Pepper Hayes! Woohoo, Pepper! You are a winner today. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Pepper, we're going to find you. Ruth will grab your contact information, and we're going to get you a copy of Tony's book. Tony, this
Pepper works for Build. So, Pepper, I got you.
Pepper works for Build?
Works for Build. Should we do another one too? Pepper, we'll give you a book. Well, should we do another one?
Absolutely. Let's just do it again. I did not know Pepper was a Build goddess. Okay, here we go. Drawing again. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. We need the music, right? Catherine! Woohoo! Is this a non-Build person? Yes? Yay! Yay, Catherine! We're so excited. We have a winner. Wonderful. Okay. So, Catherine, Ruth will get your information. Make sure that we get in contact with you because we want to get you a copy of Tony's incredible book. All right. So, Tony, we love fundraising. This is why we're here. And, Giving Tuesday. And folks, can I just give you a little brief history about Giving Tuesday? I know it feels like it's been around for decades, but really it's an idea that began in 2011. It was a brainchild of the nonprofit Mary Archie Theater Company in Chicago. And the then producing director, Carlo Lorenzo Garcia, urged shoppers via the Huffington Post to take a different approach to consider donating to charity after they had finished their Cyber Monday shopping. So in 2022, it became an official bona fide day of giving. And we are all about making sure that we give to Build today. And we have, Tony's going to talk a little bit about all the different fundraising groups that are out there with Build, as well as we're going to bring in a phenomenal fundraiser leader who's from my hometown. Shall we go ahead and do that at the same time, Tony?
I think we should.
Okay, folks, we're going to be bringing into the room a top fundraiser for Build, #1 in my hometown, Boston Build team, and an associate board member, the one and only Anthony.
Hey, Andy, how you doing? Thank you for that warm introduction, Tony.
Oh my gosh. Well, I understand that there's so many different fundraiser teams out there, Anthony. Can you talk a little bit about that and how you got involved with Build and just share your whole delicious story?
Oh, of course. Sure thing. Yeah, so the reason I'm part of Build is because I want to be for these kids who I needed when I was their age,
Yeah.
right? So I know coming from like a similar background to a lot of the students, many of them don't have like the tools they need in life to make the best life that they can for themselves. So all I want to do is bestow upon them any wisdom that I've gained throughout my life that has helped me, so they can get to where they want quicker than I did. So in general, in life, so to me, learning is one of the most important things, especially when it comes to success. You listen to any successful person, whoever it may be, learning and continued learning is one of the primary drivers as to why they got where they are. But exposure is as well. And that's why I love Build so much, because what Build does, it introduces these students to entrepreneurship, a career path that they may have never truly considered before, may have never heard of before, or were afraid to touch it in general. So it makes that real, tangible, and lets them know early on in life, you can do this. Have no fear, trepidation about that. And then I'm passionate about entrepreneurship as well, because my dad was actually an entrepreneur in Trinidad and Tobago. So that's both where both of my parents are originally from. I actually used to have a bit of an accent when I came to the States. It's clearly gone now, but I've always had that passion for entrepreneurship.
Tony and Anthony and Tais too, how do these fundraising groups happen? And so I'm just going to ask Tais just to give us that overview as the president of the organization. How do you form these fundraiser groups? And then Tony and Anthony, tell us how it all works and how you get the team going. And is it a competition? But go ahead, Tais.
Well, it takes a village, Andy. So when we come together and we want to make a difference, it is more powerful doing it in a group than alone. So that's why we wanted to encourage our family, our supporters of Bill, to come together and bring their friends and create these circles of giving for the organization, so that they can really help us transform the life of our students.
Excellent. And so, Anthony, how does it work in Boston, in our hometown?
Yeah, so how it works here is we reach out to our network, let them know why we're a part of Build, what the mission is, and see if they can donate anything they can to be able to support the mission we're on. And now in terms of Boston specifically, so I was number one. My girlfriend, as of this morning, is actually ahead of me now. So, and we have someone else on our team who's close as well. So I may have gotten the ball rolling, but the entire Boston team is doing great, as is the national team as well. So I'm looking forward to us hitting our goals and making sure we exceed them as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. And Tony, what has your experience been, watching fundraising happen?
It's been great since we first started kind of announcing the push for this. We saw the thermometer go up. I think we're a little over $12,000 now so far, and continuing to grow. This is really an awareness campaign, if anything, to be able just to promote the power of entrepreneurship and just to dig deep into our personal networks. We have regions from all over in Boston, New York, DC, California, and then from a national, who are all pushing their campaigns to promote to their peers. This is really an opportunity. I think now we have a little over 80 plus campaigns that are going on right now. Really promoting the power of Build and what we've done over the last 20 plus years.
Well, I want to say to Anthony, thank you for being willing to pop into the stream today to share your experience, to why you're so passionate to reach out to folks and share the fundraising and your experience with Build. Any last words before I pop you into the green room?
Oh yeah, sure thing. No problem. Happy to join you all today. And I just actually want to give a shout out to the individuals on my team who are exceeding me and right behind. So that is Stephanie Salzman. So that's my girlfriend. She's a mentor and part of the associate board as well. And then Hayden Broberg, she's on the associate board as well with us. So just wanted to shout out my team members, and just huge shout outs to everyone in Build, not only in Boston, but nationwide, for doing your fundraising, helping this cause, and trying to make a difference here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Boston fundraisers and funders. We're so happy for it. Thank you, Anthony, for sharing your glow today on this special episode of the Startup Life Live Show, where we're amplifying Build. We're so happy you're here. I can't wait to hurl with you in real life. That's hug in real life, folks.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Take care. Thank you so much for joining us. And Tony, it's my understanding that there are over 80 fundraisers going on for Build on Giving Tuesday, which we just love. But you know, Build also has several long-standing support from other folks and those watching and listening you may have heard of before in the entrepreneurial space. I'm going to go ahead and play the sponsor video, okay? Here we go. Get ready.
The skill set for everyone in the modern world is entrepreneurship. And Build creates that curriculum. Having young people succeed changes their life, changes their families' lives, changes our society.
I love that Build as an organization challenges young people to say, what could you do? And I think that attitude and that question will really serve them well through their whole life.
What inspired me about Build and what encouraged me to join the board is really one of the things that entrepreneurship has given me is really a confidence.
And I think that entrepreneurship is the ultimate democratizer. Anyone can actually do it, and the thing they need is the mindset.
But we learned along the way, and we were even more connected throughout because of the experiences that we had. So I'm just super, super grateful for the experiences that Build has provided for me as a mentor and the way that I've been able to engage with the organization over time, but also for the impact that Build has had on Diana and so many others. So I'm just full of gratitude today.
Okay, so those are some luminaries. I recognize many of those founders who are part of the Build effort in the world. So congratulations. And we also have this amazing corporate sponsorship group here. You can see the benefactors and the catalysts and incubators and visionaries. These are all the corporate partners who are giving to this incredible organization so it can meet its goals to empower students through entrepreneurship. I just love that. And so, Tony, we're talking about Giving Tuesday and all. Everybody knows, because I'm sure many of you listen to NPR, that monthly giving works. All right. And if you are in a nonprofit, you know how important monthly contribution that just gets pulled out every month helps an organization be more sustainable. So, Tony, let's talk about that, and let's introduce some of our monthly givers. So talk a little bit about monthly giving and why it's important.
So excited. This year, we actually launched Build's first monthly giving program, which I'm really excited about. As now the Assistant Director of Donor Engagement. So to be able to come back full circle to Build from a student to an alum, and now to be able to work for the organization is super incredible. So we have an amazing monthly giving program of a ton of supporters who are really helping Build create a sustainability plan and lay that foundation. And so I want to highlight actually two incredible monthly donors from the list that we have. Justin Loeb, he's, you can read his quote here on the screen, but he really just believes that we can continue to foster innovation. If we continue to do that, we'll have many more young adults and likely more successful entrepreneurs. And
absolutely. And confident and ambitious. It's okay to be ambitious. I just love this quote from Justin. Thank you, Justin.
And then want to highlight as well James Evans, who serves on the associate board for Boston, mentioned that he believes in the power of entrepreneurship education to help, again, build that confidence. You'll hear that word repeated a lot within Build, creativity and resilience. So we want to thank James and Justin for their continued dedication and support and join our monthly giving program. And, while you guys are checking out the campaigns and making donations, consider making it a monthly donation and joining us in this advocacy work to really bring entrepreneurship education to more students across the country.
Right, because it becomes a one and done. You know that every month you're sending it out into the world, all that good vibes, and it's helping a student become more confident and learn the skills that they need. What are your thoughts, Tais?
Well, it's more than just the giving, right? It's really creating a transformational movement for our society, for our communities. As we have said before, entrepreneurship touches everyone, and it really creates thriving communities. And that's what we need to do in today's world. We want to make sure that every community has that thriving feeling, that it brings innovation, and that the services and products that are being sold are being created within that community. And that's what the beauty of entrepreneurship.
Boy, is that absolutely key what you just said there. Folks, we want to grab our manufacturing from our local folks. We want to be building with our local economy. It is a more sustainable approach instead of relying on other countries to bring the goods and services to us. And when you do buy locally, right, there's someone who's going to ring a bell or go, yay, I just had a sale. And there's nothing better than that feeling. Oh my gosh.
And it creates local jobs as well, right? Because if that business starts thriving, then other people are going to get jobs as well. So it really helps the full community.
Right. And you can still work remote and be local, everybody. And it works just fine.
Yes.
So entrepreneurship, Tony, how has entrepreneurship served you? How has the experience of having to, come up with ideas and share your creativity, in your case, artistpreneurship and other businesses, share that with folks.
Oh, it's changed my life completely. I will say that it's allowed me to kind of open doors for myself and for other people, which is really just the beauty about entrepreneurship.
Right.
You create something once and it impacts for the rest of your life. And I've seen that not only with my books, but with my coaching program for aspiring authors, to help them find their voice, write their story, and share it with the world. So I am thrilled to be in the entrepreneur space, but of course, got to give all the credit back to Build and instilling that in me.
I know. And the thing is too, and I'm just going to keep bringing up the donate slides here for making a difference, because you really do. And I know founders out there who have businesses, you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, imagine if I'd had this experience earlier on, right? and these skills are transferable. And so when I started off the show saying you always win with entrepreneurship, no matter what happens, folks, the skills you learn make you very hireable and at a higher rate.
Exactly.
Talk about that, Tais.
No, that you are exactly right, Ande. That's the beauty of the entrepreneurial mindset. It's not just about starting businesses, but it's the way in which it transforms the way you approach life, right? So we all, if you have a business, you want to hire the person that has initiative, that is a problem solver, that is innovative in their thinking, that knows how to communicate, how to negotiate, how to work in a team, but also be independent. And all of those skills come with entrepreneurship mindset. And that's why this is so important, because to your point, yes, some of our students will go and start a business, and that will be beautiful and great. But others will go to college and have careers, but they will have an edge. They will have that extra sauce that will make them special and valuable for any company. Or if they want to be doctors or podcasts, have their own podcast, you need to have a sense of how to be entrepreneurial in your life to be successful. And that's why this is so transferable and so important.
Absolutely. And, I'll add to that as a 4 times founder and a reluctant entrepreneur as well. It is a pathway that can help you be fully expressed in the world in a way you can't be in any other category. But it also can help you bring innovation should you be hired by a company, because so many companies, they get very big, they get caught up in their systems and procedures, and they lose that edge. They lose that innovation, and going around and acquiring companies is never enough. So you are needed internally. And the beauty of bringing that entrepreneurial mindset in-house, so to speak, into a company is the fact that you will be able to get things done. You'll be able to see and open up and unlock potential. And this is what organizations desperately need, that person who can say, well, I can see a way to a pathway here, or just look at it with that entrepreneurial mindset, which means you're being resilient, you're thinking innovatively. Well, we'll just bring up those skills again, the Spark skills. You know how to self-manage, you know how to problem solve, you know how to communicate. and you learn how to look at situations that from an observer point of view. That's a beautiful part of the entrepreneurship journey. What are your thoughts, Tony?
I couldn't have said it better myself.
That's great. And, a favorite entrepreneur out there, a mom of 5 folks who has a company called Zaze, and it is a premium olive oil that she farms from women founders in Turkey. All right. So I just want to do a shout out to Laura Price Qureshi, and she's mentioning WeBank National Conference, which is in Nashville in 2023. Maybe Zaze could sponsor a couple of youth girls to attend the conference with her, just to enjoy the experience of the national conference and the support that comes with attending the conference. What a wonderful, wonderful idea, Laura. See, that's how you can donate to a great organization, folks. You can include, because WeBank is the Women's Business Enterprise National Council. It is the gold standard for getting your woman-owned business certified, so you can take advantage of supplier diversity programs in major corporations without jumping hurdles and forking out a lot of margin. And so imagine, if you see it, you can be it. So you bring people to the areas. What other thoughts do you have, Tais, before we start to wrap up this wonderful Giving Tuesday with folks? What else would you like to remind folks about the organization?
Well, I think what you just said, Ande, is key. Part of the success of the Build program is that it's an experiential program curriculum. So what this means is that we are not being lectured and reading just in a book what being innovative means or what having grit means.
Right.
It really is going through the process that makes it so real and tangible for our students, right? So really what transforms them is going through it themselves in a safe environment that allows them to fail sometimes, right? Failing is key and is part of the entrepreneurial cycle. So if you're going through it and you make a bad decision in the process, you learn from it, but you're in a safe environment. And that is what really creates the opportunity for students to learn and stay with that learning, with that knowledge for their lives.
Exactly. Failure, everybody. It's a wonderful thing. You learn what doesn't work. It gives you opportunity to grow. Ooh, I need that skill set. I better up my game over here. Or, ooh, I pulled on that thread. It didn't work. If you're looking for perfection, that's the death of everything in your life, perfection that you want to do. So you always want to be thinking innovatively. And by the way, should you transfer these skills into a corporation, a lot of times as an entrepreneur, you're a lean startup, you're a lean business, you're getting super creative as you try to do things and figure things out on a very tiny budget, right? It's very rewarding. But when you take those skills into a large company, you've got assets galore supporting your initiatives. So I just want to say yay to transferring those skills. Let's talk a little bit about how the funds go and work, Tais, so we can, let people know where their dollars go to help the organization reach students.
They definitely go to our students. So the way it works is we partner with schools to train their educators, as well as providing the materials and bring our mentors to the program, as well as our team, our Build team, to the classroom to ensure this experience that they're having with entrepreneurship as they're learning is real. So your money goes directly to the classroom, to the student, so that they can have access to this curriculum, but also to the mentors and to the full support and program that we offer for them.
Excellent. Well, the links are everywhere. I'm going to do one more giveaway, everybody. Someone's going to get some wonderful swag from Build, I believe. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to add this to the stream here, and we're going to draw again. Dun, 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 dun. I need some background music for the draw. Alfred Solis. Hey! First, I have to find out, is that a Build person? No?
It's a brand new person. He started yesterday, so I'm sure he doesn't have any swag.
Wonderful. Alfred, welcome to the organization. This is so exciting. And folks, we're so grateful that you tuned in and that you shared, your deliciousness with us live in the comment threads. We really, really appreciate that. I just want to remind everybody once again, check out the organization, become a monthly donor. It is the best way to truly add wind to an organization. They can count on your funds every month. It's so exciting. But also reach out to Build and find out how you can make a difference with them through mentorship, or as Laura had that great idea. Why don't I take some girl students with me to this great, big, wonderful, event and conference? There's so many creative ways that you can give. Please reach out. Any last words before I wrap up the show, Tais?
I just want to say that the work that Bill is doing in the classroom is really transforming our society for the long run. It's not a momentary or temporary solution. It's really creating a transformational experience for a lot of our students that are being left behind right now. And they are finally seeing the opportunity, the light at the end of the tunnel that is connecting them to real opportunities for success in their lives. So thank you for being part of our community. Thank you for supporting Bill. And we can't wait to see you as part of our mentorship program and as part of our family moving forward as we continue to reach our students around the country.
That's wonderful. Any last thoughts, Tony, before I end the show with watching the wonderful video of Build again?
Yes. My story that you heard today, that is one of thousands. I am not the only one. And I'll say this again, Build is truly the blueprint for transforming education in America. And we have more students to impact. We have more who are living in under-resourced communities like I was. And our job to reach out and grab them and give them Build at their schools. So
that's great. And thank you. Let's see, here it is. And thank you, Julie. Great show, Andy, Tony, and Tais. Great way to kickstart inspirational vibes on Giving Tuesday. Let's help them reach that $50,000 goal. I'm going to pop myself up into the full screen. Thank you so much, Tais and Tony.
Thank you
for sharing Build's extraordinary impact on our wonderful world. You really are changing lives and enhancing our own experience here in the U.S. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy.
Okay, guys, I'm going to pop myself into the full screen here. Oh my gosh, pure joy for me to amplify this remarkable organization. Entrepreneurship serves you no matter what happens. And here they're getting them started at 14. Come on. This is just a great way to provide the skill set and mindset a young adult needs to go off and become the CEO of their own lives. I am going to exit the show now by playing their wonderful video so we can get inspired one more time for all this wonderful organization does for the world. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing your glow today in the Startup Life Live Show. I'll see you next time. Mwah! Cheers from Boston.